Hey YouTube family, Denise in the Little Sewing Room. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'd like to take you for a tour of my living and workspace. I live in a 680 square foot apartment, one bedroom, and I have turned it into a wonderful environment. I've been here 3 years, going into my 4th year, and I only have just begun to embrace this space, even though I don't know if I'm going to stay for another year or not. But I've been like on a mission to make this space a lovely, comfortable, and inviting place for me and for my clients. So without further ado, I'm going to turn the camera around and show you around my lovely living and workspace. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you see something that you may like to incorporate into your life. So here, let's look at what we've got. I'm going to start with the entranceway. It's a small entry. The doors to the camera's left, and the door directly in front of me is my hall closet, where I keep a few work items like packaging supplies, patterns that I design hung up. So it's always a mess, but it's an organized mess. I have a small table just as I come in the door where I can set my keys, have my hand sanitizer handy, a faux plant, and an encouraging little word plaque that I purchased at a craft fair. There are 2 full-length mirrors here. They're actually the doors of a large 100-year-old wardrobe that I have broke down. It's meant to be broke down, and if I put it together, it would probably take up about a quarter of one of my rooms. So I just use the doors here for the mirrors, and also I use the base for the base of my bed. And I'll show you that later. But there's a table, and I've got a little vintage ashtray to keep my keys in, and I keep some books handy for reference, and also I put books there that I'm going to be selling at the half-price bookstore or donating to the Goodwill. So those are all there kept handy. I'm going to turn around and act like I'm going into my apartment / studio. To the camera here, we'll show you to my left, is a 3 shelf shelving unit, got at the Goodwill in its original color. It's all solid wood. I love it. And here I keep my cassette and tape player and boxes with notions, and then open storage notions and books that I reference when I'm working, and also some of my art supplies for when I do my journaling and my notebook keeping. And directly in front of me, across the way, is a chest of drawers that I have retrofitted to be my pressing station. I painted it white, added new drawer pulls from IKEA, and took out the lower drawer for some more storage for pressing aids, machine supplies, and some of my tools, like power drill, scissor sharpener, and some threads. And next to that is a created environment for cutting. I've taken an IKEA tabletop and added another top to it to bring it up to height for me to use as a cutting surface. And it's only 38 inches wide and a little over 42 inches long. And I just had a piece of plywood cut at the Home Depot, and got some cinder blocks that gave me just the right height. And I also used that IKEA table on the side, and I'm going to come in as close as I can to add a pegboard sheet, pegboard hooks, and that's where I keep all my some of my cutting aids for paper, and my rulers for measuring, and my curves for pattern designing. And then underneath there is also a 2-drawer file cabinet, paper roll and paper holder, trash can, that sort of thing. So that's a quick work center, not a quick, but a small work center for me. I also keep my weights and everything there too. This right here, in front, directly in front, is my exit to my patio and the only source of natural light in the room. I hung curtains from the ceiling down. I put screen mesh behind the mini blinds to filter the sun, and also at night it helps to filter the night light. Those curtains are room darkening and noise reduction curtains. I really love them. I haven't taken an opportunity to decorate that wall because I only had the curtains hung a few weeks ago. And I used TaskRabbit, the TaskRabbit app, to get someone to come in for that. And that worked out awesome. Now I'll just sort of zoom here on my table. Now this used to be my cutting surface. This large table I got when I was in school in Chicago, working part-time at the Singer Sewing Center, and they were about to throw it away. And the boss asked me if I wanted it, and I said yes. And he had it delivered to my house. So I've had this cutting table since 1978, I believe. Somewhere in the 70s. I'm going to move back just a little bit because it's important for me to let you see how low that table is. And that table, it took me into... I moved into this apartment 3 years ago to recognize that the table was too high for me. And so I lowered it bit by bit to get it to the proper height where I could sit and sew and not hunch and sit at a perfect 45-degree angle in my chair. It was a game changer. Game changer. Against the far wall, you can see another ironing board. It's a floor model ironing board. A garment rack, some more of my artwork and my mom's artwork in quilting. TV, playing Christmas music on silent. I also have on that same table my blind hemmer, my serger, which is over 40 years old and still works like a dream. I think it's only been serviced once. My Sears Kenmore, which is a 1969 version, which I purchased from the Goodwill online. Cost me $70, even including shipping, and it has been the best workhorse ever. And it's sitting on a sinker treadle base, which I have modified so I can use that sewing machine there. The chair in front of it I got from Goodwill, and it is one of a pair, and it's the perfect height for me. And I shopped for months to find the perfect height of chairs and found out that the older chairs were shorter in leg length. And so that's why I purchased them at the Goodwill, because I had purchased some online and they were just entirely too tall. So that's kind of a look of this is the workspace of my studio. Which leads me to these two curtains. These curtains lead to the fitting room of my studio. Isn't that bright? Yes, this is the fitting room entrance. I've taken down the door. I've hidden the door in the apartment, and I put up a tension rod and hung up two curtains and created a fitting environment. Absolutely love it. And I only just did this a couple of weeks ago when it dawned on me, you can take that door down as long as you put it back before you leave. All right. Another thing that I did, I'm going to give you a whole look and I'll do some quick explanations about things. All right. Artwork in front of me, it was done in 1973. It's a copy of a Peter Max ad for, I don't remember what it's for. It might have been for cigarettes or something. But Peter Max was an artist back in the time. So I copied it on a tabletop that was on a table. The base is long been lost, so all I have is the top. And I've kept it, and it's traveled with me since the 70s. Above that are some of the accolades I've gotten over the years. A notice board from when my quilts, I'm a quilter, were exhibited with the African American Michigan Quilters exhibit, traveled for 5 years around in the United States. And I had 2 quilts there, and they gave me the signage board. And the other one, when I was 16, I was interviewed as a child prodigy for sewing in a newspaper, and it was 5 minutes of fame twice, okay? I loved it, I loved it, I loved it, I loved it. That's a quilt that was gifted to me by my husband's aunt. I appreciate it, I love it, it's crazy, it just looks fantastic on the wall. One of the mirrors in the room will reflect the other mirror, and that is a found treasure. I brought it home very carefully from the dumpster in my neighborhood here, and it wasn't until I got it to the door to get it in the door that I chipped the corner. So I made some cardboard corners for it and have yet to change them or paint them or decorate them, which was my intention. I have a piano stool, an old piano stool, came from my daughter's home, and when she moved, she let me have it, and then her dog ate the legs, and I had it refurbished or refinished or repaired, and now I use it for my pen caddy for when the clients are here. And I will have the link below, this absolutely awesome step platform for when I'm doing my fitting. I got it on Etsy, and I can't remember the shop right now, but I will look it up, and it will be there when the video is posted. And that is just behind it is just an air purifier for the home to keep not smoking, but food odors down, any type of odors, because other people's clothing is here in the house. IKEA lives in the corner over there with that 8-box cubby, which my daughter and I did an exchange from. I had a large metal shelving unit, industrial metal shelving unit she wanted. And I said, well, I'll trade you. You give me your cubby, I'll give you my industrial sewing unit. And just recently, not even a good 30 days, I purchased the wardrobe from IKEA. Here again, using the app for TaskRabbit, I got a gentleman in who assembled it, made sure that it was anchored to the wall, and I love it. And now I can keep my clients' clothing there and keep the room really nice and cohesive. And I just topped it with a faux plant that I got at Big Lots for half price because the vase in the back is broken. But I told her, nobody's going to see the back. So she said, okay, we'll discount it. I took it. A garment rack or clothing rack here, coat rack. A small bench, which is a work in progress. I don't know if I'm going to paint it, cover it, or get something else, but it's a work in progress. The studio also has one white wall, which is I got tension rods from room dividers, where you can get these long tension rods and heavy-duty curtains. So I got the heavy-duty curtains, hung them upside down because I didn't want the grommets, and swung that across there to help to bounce the light back towards the fitting room, the mirrors and everything in the room. I hate the carpet. I hate the carpet. I hate the carpet. Okay, said it 3 times, so I got to get over it. So I got a small runner rug to go in front of the armoire, or rather the wardrobe, and the IKEA cabinet. And it's more of a, looks like a hooked rug, early American hook rug, which I've always loved that technique. And then to disguise the brown carpet, and to further disguise the brown carpet, I took a number of days and created a wood rug. A wood rug. I'm going to show you this wood rug in detail in another video, but I created a wood rug because the carpet was too squishy and I was having trouble fitting clients and everything. So I created a wood rug. Then I purchased a rug from Walmart, this lovely pattern, which the blues and the creams lighten up the place, from our Walmart, and put it over the rug because I didn't want to finish the rug, or finish the wood rug, or put laminate on it. I wanted to make sure that when I move, I could take it apart and take it with me. I had a handyman install shop lights. You saw the brightness of those when you came in, and then the regular light also helps. I am standing, you won't see this and I'm not going to show it anyway, in the alcove to the bathroom. So, okay. So, let me go out and show you the live space. And I'll back out so you can just see this space. I'm so excited about it, and let you see that other mirror, which I had Task Rabbit also mount because I was too chicken to mount it myself and find studs and know what type of anchors to use. And doesn't that look good? You see a little bit of the bathroom there. That's why I left the light off. And some more artwork. And this, when I exit, is the entrance. Anything on the opposite side of the entry counter is what I call my live space. When I'm on the opposite side of that counter, I am eating something, having tea, chilling. I'm chilling. So, first thing, there's cheer here, which also is a curbside find. I only changed the cover, and I didn't change the paint. But I'm going to change the paint now that I've lived with it for 3 years. And I'm going to change the paint and the rest of the cover and redo it and everything. Don't know when, but I will. And here is my lounge chair. I don't have a couch in here, but I have a lounge chair. This is where I sit, curl up. I have easy access to view my TV. I take a nap here. I got a little pillow, and the pillow is a needlepoint pillow that I found a needlepoint at the thrift store, and I brought it home, framed it, cleaned it, and made it into a nice back pillow. It's a deep chair. It's very comfortable. And I got my out lights, so when I'm doing my knitting or crocheting or whatever I'm doing, I've got plenty of good light. Behind that chair is where I keep all open my craft stuff. There's brushes and pencils and pens and crayons, a doll that I created representing the African cultural dress, and then there's another doll in that corner which my daughter wanted because she wanted a doll that looked like her. She wanted a black doll. So it's stylized, and above I have on the top shelf another doll representing an African warrior. Some little artwork and things here, pictures of my mom. That right there is my DIY bed. It is my bed. It is a 70 inches long, 38 inches wide piece of high-grade plywood on top of the base to the wardrobe that I have disassembled and stuck in my storage place. It's very comfortable. I don't have a mattress on it. What I have on it are quilts that I made, so it's somewhat like sleeping on a futon, except I can take all the pieces of it and throw them in the washing machine. I love it. Artwork by Michael Kelly Williams of New York. His sister is my best friend. Quilt by myself, which was a winner in the Michigan State Fair quilt exhibit and I think in the early 80s, I can't remember. But it's a baby quilt, and it's called My African Alphabets. Mirrors, and then there's another quilt there, and that's called My Favorite Dress, and it's a quilt that I did with the African American Quilting Sisters of San Antonio, Texas. Another mirror, and there's my desk. That's where I keep my computer, and it's my desk. It's my desk. And it's on top of a metal cabinet purchased when the city of Detroit had a yard sale of old city of Detroit public school system. Had a yard sale. And I got that for $20, and it's been traveling and working with me as a 2-drawer file cabinet up until a month ago, when I decided I didn't need a big file cabinet, was going to get rid of it, put it in that corner until someone can help me move it to the dumpster. And then, voila, it got repurposed. And I'll show you that in another video. This is my another extra chair to go with my little dinette or little cafe table, which I got off Amazon. It was all silver. I spray painted the top white after living with it as a silver top. It just drove me crazy. So I painted it white. Found these two chairs at the Goodwill. I paid about $7 a piece, and they're awesome. They're low. They're low enough for me to sit comfortably. So anybody who's having tea with me just has to, deal with it. So the kitchen is just a standard kitchen. It has all full-size appliances. We have the stove, microwave, refrigerator, dishwasher, two sinks, and everything. And the laundry room, full-size washer and dryer. I use some of the storage above the cabinets, but on a whole, anything that's up there, I probably don't go in it, well, maybe once a year. Even the top shelves over the microwave, which I unplugged the day I moved in. I don't microwave food. Whatever's in there, I don't see it. I don't use it. It's not anything I can use. I use the cabinets that I can reach. And then I'm back to right here where the divides start, and here is a little four shelving unit metal shelving unit that I brought from the dumpster. Because when you live in an apartment complex, people come and go. So anything that I know I can really bleach it clean, I will take it and put it out there and really clean it before I bring it into my house. And I got that, and I use that. All the boxes contain assorted threads. And I also display some of my books there, and I keep my calendar there for my schedule of work, so when I make appointments and everything. And that is my Live Workspace. Mind you, it's only 680 square feet. On average, the most people I've gotten in here at one time with a client with a bridal party, and I had the client and 5 of her girls. And it wasn't crowded. Everybody had a place to sit, and then I could also handle them one-on-one. I had enough room to spread out her gown. But mainly, I love it now. I love this Live Workspace, and I enjoy showing it to you. And I hope you get a kick out of it, too, out of what you can do. My next video will be, I'm going to show you some of the DIYs I've done to make this space work for me. So give me a moment as I turn the camera around. Show you that. That's my board with my scissors. I use a lot of scissors. I'm left-handed, so when I find left-handed scissors, I get them. My industry-grade iron. I hope you enjoyed my video. I hope you come back and go with me as I get back on YouTube to show people a journey that has evolved from living. A lot of things have happened, but a lot of things will happen. That's what life's all about. So come on back and join me in the little sewing room. Check out some of my videos from the past. Comment on how you see the changes that have happened with me. Let me know if you want to know more about chair height and getting things together. If you're 5 feet tall and you're sewing and you don't want to have back problem, you want to sew all night long and all day long, okay? This is Denise from the Little Sewing Room saying, don't forget, take an opportunity to like it, subscribe, and comment. Remember, I'm a work in progress, along with a billion other people. Bye-bye.